Hello, a warm welcome as always to the Vanarama National League highlight show in the company of Aaron McLean and Chris Hargreaves. An awful lot to get through in the next half an hour. Lots and lots of goals. Our story starts with the three teams that had started the season with a 100% record. 3 wins from 3. Could any or all of them make it 4 from 4? Richard Henwood has the story.
Tabletoppers Dagenham have enjoyed their best start to a league season since 2009, but they soon fell victim to a goal via Route 1 from Wealdstone. The defensive error pounced on by Josh Umera. But before half-time, Dagenham got their equaliser. Paul McCallum in the right place to score for the third successive league game. So 1-1 at half-time, but anyone expecting Dagenham to take control was mistaken. With 15 minutes left, Wealdstone were back in front. Substitute Denon Lewis with the goal. Dagenham's perfect record was disappearing, but they did at least avoid a first defeat thanks to one of their own substitutes. George Saunders on hand to meet Miles Weston's fine cross and make the final score 2-2. Chesterfield began the weekend second, but Bromley promised to be their toughest test yet. And sure enough, it was the away side who took the lead after 36 minutes. Lawrence Maguire penalised for a challenge on Corey Whiteley, and Michael Cheek as reliable as ever from the penalty spot. That was the first goal Chesterfield had conceded in the league this season, and their response was impressive. Less than 2 minutes later, George Carline tried his luck from the edge of the penalty area. And the comeback seemed to be complete as Chesterfield took the lead. Substitute Manny Oyeleke with another fine finish, and a 4th win from 4 now within their sights. But the game was to have a dramatic late twist. 6 minutes into stoppage time, Bromley fed the ball into the box one more time, and Cheek was in the right place to score his second. Point apiece, and it was tough to take for Chesterfield. The third 100% record also ended this afternoon as Boreham Wood were held to a goalless draw by Stockport. This fine save by Nathan Ashmore from Alex Reed's shot at least kept the Woods' unbeaten record intact.
Yeah, 2 mean defences in that one, but actually they bucked the trend of an absolute goal fest of a day, as we'll see as events unfold in the next few minutes. But starting maybe with Chesterfield, who've been really good, Aaron, but Bromley just about getting there equal over 90 minutes, well, 96 minutes today.
Yeah, and listen, they've got a goal scorer in Michael Cheek.
Yeah.
You know, 23 goals, golden boot last year. They are always going to be scoring goals.
That's Carline to put Chesterfield level.
Great strike.
Then it's Oyeleke from the edge of the box. Probably via a couple of toes and shins and whatever.
Deflections.
To put me in front, but 96 minutes,
yeah.
Cheek.
Brilliant. What a goal scorer. Yeah, he does. And I have to say that they have carried on where they left off. I thought they were excellent towards the end of last season. They'll be in and around it again. Yeah,
2 very good teams, it would appear, in those 2. And Dagenham also catching the eye. Obviously, Darryl McMahon's got good options, particularly because he's missing Angelo Balanta. And they found a way back into a game at home to Wealdstone that might have expected to win, but could have lost were it not for George Saunders.
Yeah, and I think that will be a plus for him. You know, for me, George Saunders was one of the players at the beginning of the season that I thought, once he finds his way into the team, he had injuries last year, once he gets a run in the team, he's going to be a real problem for him because he's a really, really good player. Was at Hornchurch before, and now he's made the step up to Dagenham. You know, it'll be interesting to see how his season progresses, but they've got McCallum who
well, they have.
And
when McCallum seems to be happy and right, he is definitely a handful for any defence. Then you've got Josh Walker, who's also up and running at Dagenham. They've got good options there.
Yeah, they have. Probably underachieved over the last couple of seasons. So this is the time.
Yeah.
I think the recruitment's been really good. Good manager. Again, another team that quietly they'll be expecting it from themselves, won't they?
Yeah. Boreham Wood and Stockport, they are mean at the back, both of them. I mean, in some ways you can see perhaps once they find a way, particularly in Stockport's case with the amount of firepower, but I mean, Boreham Wood, considering what he has at his disposal, Luke, he doesn't half find some good young players.
Yeah, he does, you know, but they've got a really solid base.
Yeah.
You know, so with that base, you're not going to lose many games. It's just whether or not they can score the goals to make sure that they win them. Stockport, on the other hand, so much firepower, but they need to get firing. You know, Rooney, Madden, they need to really start scoring and quickly. You know, they need to be scoring goals because they've already got the solid base. Best defence last season, but they have to make sure that they're scoring the goals.
On to more of the teams that obviously you would expect to contend over the course of the season. We saw two of them in Notts County and Wrexham at the start of the week contend a raucous 1-1 draw at the racecourse. The teams that have come down, Southend and Grimsby, will expect to do well in this division. Tom Skippings rounds up the afternoon for those teams.
Two of the undoubted big fish in the National League pond, both struggling a little to get into the swim of things. Southend had only managed 1 goal so far, scored by Sam Dalby. Made that 2 on the end of Harry Phillips' cross. After 1 win and 2 draws, Wrexham looked bound for a first defeat soon after half-time. Rhys Murphy, a summer signing from Yeovil, doubling the home side's lead. But amid all the Hollywood hype, the Red Dragons showed they could fight. Jamie Record's strike was music to Welsh ears. And they weren't a one-hit wonder. Tyler French presenting Dior Angus with a tap-in. Wrexham still unbeaten, and this first ever National League meeting between these two ended 2-2. At this or any level, a goal scorer in form will always give you a chance, and Notts County's high expectations for the season are being met so far by Kyle Wootton. The striker maintained his goal-a-game average to put the hosts in front. But they were pegged back before the break. Corey Andrews on loan from AFC Wimbledon, doubling his and Aldershot's tally for the season. The Shots had started with 3 straight defeats, but when Andrews pounced again just after half-time, Wootton's goal-scoring exploits for the home side were being overshadowed. Time for County to keep things simple. Cal Roberts' corner powered home by Kyle Cameron, his first goal for the club. It's 15 years since County last started a league campaign with 4 games unbeaten, but they had a second win when Ruben Rodriguez teed up Roberts for 3-2. Four points out of 6 was a solid return for Grimsby, but it was 6 years since they last started with 3 games unbeaten. Joe Widdowson's early handball helped their cause, and from the spot, John McAtee dispatched his and Grimsby's second goal of the campaign. That was the 9th time Barnet had conceded in 3 games in 5 minutes, and they'd only scored once themselves. But thanks to David Cissé's impressive work, Siahat Tazdemir equalised. If that was against the run of play, the Bees built upon it impressively. Mason Bloomfield, like Tazdemir, a first-time scorer. And just past the hour, the Mariners look sunk. Widdowson improving the look of his debut from extremely close range, and it was 3-1 Barnet. But their grip on a first win of the season almost immediately loosened thanks to the stray hand of Josh Doherty. The defender sent off for the 2nd time already this season, and from the spot, McAtee did the honours again. Referee Daniel Middleton soon had his red card out again. Barnet boss Harry Kewell dispatched to the stands from where he witnessed the home side's onslaught. And the Bees couldn't resist. Ryan Taylor's diving header was his first goal for Grimsby. And deep in stoppage time, another first-time scorer, Alex Hunt, sent Blundell Park bonkers. It's fair to say Grimsby's low-key start to the season is over.
Well, I think we need to start there, Chris. Obviously, some afternoon, you know Blundell Park extremely well, obviously, and most of the teams that come down find it hard to adjust. Yeah. Grimsby have started like a house on fire. They have, and
I can tell you, being there a couple of weeks ago, trying to pretend I still know how to play football in a charity game, there's massive expectation. There's a bit of the unknown, you know, because there's a little bit of fear again of the league, but what a way to mark your first goal in front of the pontoon. What a winning goal.
It's a hell of a free kick,
Alex
isn't it,
Hunt, good signing from Sheff Wednesday. What a brilliant bit of technique this is. Top corner, tremendous. See you later, good celebration.
Pandemonium behind. You feel and fear for Barnet, don't you? Another sending off in the defence, same guy. Obviously Harry Kewell also, presumably in frustrations, ended up seeing red. Awkward times.
Yeah, and it's been like that for a while for Barnet. Last season was almost a write-off, you know, and now carrying it on, they've definitely got the hangover from last season. And today, 3-1 up, you're thinking, right, here we go, let's get the win, and then you can move on from there. Get a red card, and then it just everything crumbles from there. They end up going on and losing, and the way they lost, you know, they'll be really disappointed with that.
They will. On the flip side, Notts County and Kyle Wootton going along nicely.
Brilliant. You know, he's Carl Wootton, we can't sing his praises enough. You know, he's a player that I really enjoy watching. He's definitely a player that I think can go on and play a lot higher, but he's doing it now. He's got that consistency. He's scoring regularly, and for me, he's the main man. If he continues scoring, Notts County have got a real good chance of improving on last season. Yeah,
we saw obviously on Monday night at Wrexham, Mullin and Hyde will get a lot of the headlines and the chances and that combination play, but Dior Angus, presumably off the bench, I think today,
that's right,
ends up nicking a point for him.
Yeah, and you can see the following from the faithful, going away from home and travelling in numbers. Again, it's a team, as we've discussed, with so many in this league that have got huge expectation. Because a really good squad. Yeah. And he wants more in, doesn't he?
I know he does, yeah.
He wants more in because he knows...
I wonder if they'll give him the money.
I think so. But the pressure's on him a little bit. Comes with the budget, doesn't it?
Yeah, with all of the headlines and all that.
But why not thrive on the pressure?
Yeah, I'm sure Phil Parkinson will feel exactly that. We are not done after the break. Lots more goals, including here in Somerset at Huish Park, where Yeovil would take on Halifax, who normally travel well, and Yeovil looking to end a bit of a hoodoo in front of our cameras. Back with the action from that one in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back to the National League highlights. Now, when Halifax came here to Yeovil at the end of last season, in May indeed, in difficult conditions, they took the points rather against the run of play. So could the home side of the Darren Saul avenge that defeat here this evening in front of the BT Sport cameras? We'll find out in the company of Adam Summerton and Adam Virgo.
Barnett. No Everton. Towards Quigley it went, and Bradbury got something on it now. And it was the challenge came in from Marr, and the referee very quickly pointed to the spot. It'd be interesting to see again this. He was quick to make the decision. The referee, it was Knowles who went down in the box, and Yeovil will have the chance to take the lead from the spot.
Oh, my first reaction, Adam, it was a penalty. I think Knowles is just on the front foot, and for Marr, you're not too sure what's behind you. When the ball goes in the hair, he's not too sure where Knowles is. He goes and clears it. Definite contact. And for me, it's a definite penalty.
Emphatically, such a well-taken penalty. The goalkeeper guessing the wrong way. And with just under a quarter of an hour gone here, it's the Glovers in front.
It's his second one of the season, and it's a confident penalty as well. He goes to his right, Quigley down the middle. Another goal to the tally of Quigley, and there's a good start for Yeovil Town.
Chance to counter here for the Glovers. Wide it comes for Charlie Wakefield. Knowles arriving in the box as Wakefield goes on and fires over the cross. That was brilliantly defended, wasn't it? Great defensive improvisation.
Great direct play there.
It's been paced out here by Matt Warburton. Woods is there as well. Could be a key moment, this. Warburton or Woods? Warburton, and well saved, and then on a rebound, it's just kept out. And then well over the bar. Close that, though, to an equaliser for Halifax.
That's a great save from Grant Smith in goal, because he doesn't see this and he sees it late. And you're one of those reactions where you need it to fall for you.
Fantastic throw in that, great distance, and Wilkinson hit it. Good chance, held to him nicely.
That's a great chance.
How stretched Halifax are here. Quigley waits in the box. Yusuf's held onto it a while. And still there could yet be a chance. And Yusuf made the room for the shot, but then couldn't get it on target. And that's a golden opportunity squandered to finish that off.
Oh, he couldn't have taken any more time to play that ball to the left. It'd have been the morning.
Well, you know what, Adam? In some ways, I really can understand the frustration. Wow.
That sums it up, mate. It really does.
You must be delighted with the performance. Tell us what particularly you were happy with.
I thought tactically we were really excellent defensively, even in periods of the second half where we were defending deep. I thought our shape was very good. I can't remember too many moments where the goalkeeper has to make big saves. And I thought that was testament today to the two fullbacks in particular.
So what your goalkeeper Grant Smith did do is a little bit of silky footwork. You had some words for him. Can you share?
Yeah. I said to him after time, goalkeepers don't dribble. If you could dribble, you'd be a winger. So just be a goalkeeper. And he knew it was coming.
Pete, tell us about the frustrations at the end there that resulted in you being sent off.
Well, the game's 0-0, isn't it? I mean, it's a disgraceful pen that we get against us. The game's 0-0. I get frustrated because every week things go against us, and it's just a joke. And it's the same for them. They've had decisions against them today. But how can we keep going on at this level with refereeing like that? It's just a joke. And yes, it balls over at the end, and I'm sorry for getting sent off, but how can you put up with so much of that?
Besides the penalty, how did you feel about the performance?
I thought we got tactically wrong first half. We give them too much respect, and we thought they were going to be more of a threat higher up the pitch than they were. So we went back to us second half, and I thought we dominated the second half from start to finish.
Well, I understand Pete Wild's frustration because it was that kind of evening, but I don't get his anger clearly at the award of the penalty, because it was, wasn't it?
Well, we think it was. But has he got the view we've had several times to see it? I don't know. Is it emotion talking? It's such a tough job, and I can understand how frustrated he is, because things did go against him. But ultimately, it was blindside. He swings out. He's got no choice, has he, the referee?
I don't think so. He doesn't know he's there, but he catches him, doesn't he?
I'd say he catches him, and it's just really good from Knowles. Yeah. You know, he stays on the move, manages to get his body in front, and there's contact, and he goes down. And for me, that's a penalty.
Yeah, Quigley makes no mistake. 4 from 3 games. They found a striker.
Excellent, and good relationship between centre forward and manager, both bigging each other up, and obviously Darren's driving him. But going back to Pete there, he's just very, very frustrating. Yeah. Didn't really work, and he said after the game, very honest, didn't quite get it right tactically first half, did better second half.
Yeah, improved without obviously ever blowing Yeovil's house down. What I did sense here, and obviously it's nice to be back at games with the supporters, is that connection that's so important between a club and the fans that are desperate for a team like Yeovil to do well.
Most definitely, and there's a lot of unrest with the fans and the owners, but the players and the fans, that relationship is unbroken. The way they celebrated after the game, all going over to the fans, clapping the fans were on their feet. That's exactly what we've missed over the last 12 months.
Absolutely.
And it's brilliant to see, and that is exactly what's going to carry them through the season, and hopefully up near the top of the division.
I thought they were cheering Macca's trousers. Turns out it was the 1-0 win. Anyway, hard obviously to start a season on the front foot when you've had such trauma at the end of the season before. That certainly applies to Chris's old side, Torquay, obviously coming just short in that extraordinary playoff final at Bristol in June. So could Gary Johnson's side pick up their first win of the season away at Maidenhead? Michael McCann has the details.
Maidenhead were chasing a third win from 4 to prolong Torquay's miserable start to the new season, but it was the goals who led in this one through Armani Little's first goal since Boxing Day last year. Like London buses, you wait for one, then 2 come at once, and Little had his second of the afternoon just 6 minutes later. Torquay added 2 more in 2 minutes just before the half-time whistle, the first from veteran midfielder Asa Hall, the second from Connor Lemonhay-Evans, both players opening their accounts for the season. Maidenhead got one back 4 minutes after the break though, thanks to a deft finish from Frenchman Remy Clarima. Soon afterwards, Alan Massey scored his first goal in 3 years as the comeback continued. Emile Aqua made it 4-3 with his first goal for the Magpies, but Torquay held out for their first win of the season. Solihull have started this season with 2 home draws to make it 12 unbeaten on their own patch, but were behind in just the 8th minute as Josh Leslie-Smith put Weymouth in front. The Terrors went 2 up midway through the first half, and Bradley Ash scored his first goal for the club. Joe Sabara got one back for Solihull with half-time approaching to give the home fans hope. but Weymouth responded with 2 goals either side of the break, the first coming when Ash, a summer signing from Chippenham, got his second of the game. After the break, Josh McCoy scored his second goal this week to make it 4-1. Sibara responded with his second of the match to keep Solihull alive, his 4th goal already this season. In injury time, Solihull sub Jordan Cranston was brought down, but Sibara was to miss out on his hat-trick as the spot kick was saved, and former Weymouth striker Andrew Dallas scoring the rebound. The visitors held on to win 4-3. Eastleigh were winless, pointless and goalless, but led after just 43 seconds when a hospital pass from goalkeeper Paul Jones led to an own goal from former Spitfires player Pierce Bird. Eastleigh then went 2-0 up inside 10 minutes through Harry Pritchard's first goal since joining from Bradford. Kings Lynn's second half comeback started when Mike Clunan scored his first league goal in nearly 2 years. Then the Linnets levelled things up thanks to Ethan Coleman's second of the season. Eastleigh led again late on though when striker Ben House broke his goal drought for a first in 10. But with just 4 minutes left, Lynn equalised again through a stunning Brett McGavin free kick as it finished 3-3. Dover made the 285-mile drive to Altrincham still stuck on minus 12 points, but was celebrating early on when Kobe Arthur scored their first league goal since January in his first start. Altrincham were back on level terms not long afterwards though, thanks to Dan Mooney. Just before the hour mark, Dover led again, thanks to AFC Wimbledon loanee Aaron Cosgrave's maiden goal for the club. Altrincham equalised for a second time in the match through summer signing AJ Leach-Smith, but with just 4 minutes left, Daniel Collins flattened Ryan Coldclough, who picked himself up and converted from the spot to give Altrincham a 3-2 victory, their second win of the season, a 3rd straight loss for Dover.
Hard not to feel sorry for Dover, although they probably won't want my sympathy, and obviously an excellent win for Altrincham, who started the season well, as have Weymouth. We'll talk about them in a moment, but Torquay needed that.
They did, yeah. Hangover, goes without saying.
Yeah.
It was a pretty emotional end of the season, wasn't it?
And then from 4 up to 4-3.
I know. You're
emotional
thinking,
moments
oh my
again.
Goodness me, but
yeah.
you know, 4 players that were instrumental last season: Asa Hall, Lemonhay Evans. You know, those sort of players they're needed.
Yeah.
Step up to the plate. Let's get it going again. They've got a good squad. Again, they should be close.
Yeah. Teams like Weymouth and Altrincham sometimes go under the radar. Brian Stock doing a good job at Weymouth. We'll see them in a couple of weeks in front of the cameras.
Yeah,
excellent
really
win
good.
again.
Really good, and you know that's back-to-back wins
Yeah.
now, and they haven't got a good budget. You know, their budget's really small compared to some of the teams in this division, but they just work their socks off. You know, they work together, and some of the performances they've been putting in recently, you know, have been brilliant.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Okay, before we go, let's just check on the early season National League table. Some teams have played a game more than others for obvious reasons, but there are 3 at the top on 10 points from 4 games played. Dagenham, Chesterfield and Boreham Wood. Will see Dagenham and Redbridge, by the way, in a week's time. They're at Kings Lynn, and you can see some of the big hitters, including Notts County and Grimsby, already starting to hone in on the top of the table. Wrexham not far away either, and Dover obviously still stuck on that minus 12 with an awful lot to do. Aldershot looking for their first point. Thanks to Aaron, to his trousers, and to Chris. See you next time.